Hey guys, we have a really good episode for you guys this week. It is guestless, but that's okay because Sara and I talked about way more things I think than we've ever talked about before. She learned about Discord servers for the first time, and we talked about seasonal depression. We moved into talk about hip hop and the de-evolution of it and all kinds of other things too. So definitely stick around for this episode.
See, we're still having tea.
Hey guys, welcome back to Craft Tea. This is episode 38, and we don't have a guest this time.
It's so quiet in here.
It is. Usually we have somebody sitting on the TV waiting lately, so it makes it a lot easier.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We're a guest.
It's been a long week. It doesn't feel like it has, but it has been. Thursday came fast, also. So it's like a short, long week.
It's Thursday.
Right. Happy Thursday! Woo! We're going to lose the audience as soon as we get them.
I know. I remember waking up and it was Monday, and I was upset.
You were upset that it was Monday?
Very upset. You were like, why are you upset it's Monday? And I was like, another week. Gotta start over.
Do not pay this man any mind. This is not how the episode's going to go, I promise you, because even if it does, we have a fantastic editor that's going to make it sound great.
It won't go that way. Great.
We're teamwork here. When one, you can't be, springy every day.
Right.
I get it. It's not fair. Well, it's not fair to just assume that you have to be like, hey guys, every single day of your life, just on Thursdays.
Well, so I thought it was...
And sometimes Tuesdays.
I just thought it was kind of funny because, I mean, definitely not the only one that feels that way. Right? It's all, I think we're getting into the seasonal blues time.
Right.
It's getting darker and all that.
It was 27 degrees.
It was, oh my God. I'm like, we're shivering right now in here. But I was going to say, my friends that I actually don't even play the video games with them anymore. I just sit there and let them play, and I just sit there. Because so anyway, what we play is a hardcore version of World of Warcraft. So what that means is if you die, you're dead, and you have to start over, right? So
sounds like self-punishment.
This is a long story short. I'm getting to a punchline with the joke later. Anyway, I had like two characters that died, and then now I have one, and I'm like right where I was before. Spoiler, can't die if you're not playing. So I just like leave him there. They're like, did you die? And I'm like, no. But like, he's fine. He's just hanging out. Anyway, the Monday thing, one of the guys was like, dude, tomorrow's Monday, and I'm just not looking forward to it. And I was like, right? I was like, it's kind of like we're playing hardcore IRL, and we just died, and now we have to start over again.
Oh my God.
So that was my punchline.
But
you know what I mean? It's like every week you're like, I leveled up. You get to like level like Sunday, and you're at like max level, and you're like, and your character just died, and now it's Monday, and you gotta start leveling again.
That is exactly the feeling.
That's how it felt when they heard that. They were like, wow, you're so right. So that was my punchline anyway.
I enjoy it, even though I was there for it. It was even better the second
right?
time.
Yeah, we took my depressing mood and made it funny.
This is true.
Halloween just passed.
Halloween just passed.
How was that for you guys?
Cool.
It was good. It was Alex's first time actually trick-or-treating. Last year she was too young to really care. She also had a little bit earlier of a bedtime by 2 hours.
And she couldn't even walk at the time.
No, she couldn't walk. This time last year she couldn't walk
She was
by herself.
Yoda, so we literally just like held her like baby Yoda.
No. Was she? Or was that the year before?
No, I keep doing that.
Because they went so fast.
Oh, baby Yoda 2 years ago.
Right. And then last year was the
Jessie
from Toy Story.
And I was Woody.
Who was I?
There?
No, I was somebody. I was Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, you were.
You were Woody.
I was Woody.
Here we go, guys. We'll find a picture maybe to cut in right there. I don't even know if we have a picture. Because Alex had the bullseye bucket.
But the trick-or-treating was so much fun because, well, the first experience that she got of it this year was the neighbor tried to come over. You were still in the house? Or were you coming out when the little neighbor boy, I told you the story about him? I think you were still getting your costume on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember.
So this was this year. So the little neighbor boy he was Buzz Lightyear.
Oh wait, outside.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about across the street neighbors because they always knock.
No.
This one, I love this story.
So he's a Buzz Lightyear, and he's roughly around Alex's age.
He's a
I think,
half a
probably
year.
half year younger. So he's walking, but he's coming over, and I got the big skeletons, and he's looking at those, and he's probably like, the distance across the room from Alex, and she's sitting in her little chair holding the candy bowl, and she sees him, and they're just like staring at each other now, doing like the kids stare down. And I was like, sweetie, you want to say hi to him? And she's like, and the little boy's not having it. So the mom told me, she's like, he didn't have a nap today, so like he's in a mood. And I'm like, it's fine. I was like, sweetie, you want to give him some candy? And her eyes lit up. She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So she's trying to get out of her chair to get him the candy bar. And by the time she gets out of the chair, the little boy's already lost interest and turned around and started walking away. It's like, sweetie, you're going to have to catch him. And the dad's is like, she's going to really chase him? And I was like, oh yeah, like she's got to get this candy.
She's gonna book it.
So she's hauling to get to him. And the little boy like stops once the mom's like, wait, she's going to bring you candy. And he turns around and looks at her. And then turns around and keeps walking again. He was not interested at all.
Later on in the night, Alex was done. You're done trick-or-treating. Your nose is going to fall right off your frozen little face. So I let her run it out a little bit because our block's a dead end. So we walked down to, she wanted to see the neighbor. She wanted to see the fire pit. Got to the fire pit. She was pissed. Hot. No. I was like, all right, well, let's keep on walking. She wanted to see her dog. That means the little dog statue on the next house. And then there's yet another statue further, and then the pond, right? So we walk down to the pond, and she wants to go in the pond, of course. I drag her out of it, turn her around, and here comes the family Jason was just talking about coming towards me. The little boy doesn't see us yet. Alex sees the little boy, and I was like, you want to go play? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, you got to go catch him. She's like, yeah. And she starts booking it towards him. And now he realizes what's happening. He sees this full force animal just coming right at him. And she gets there and she stands right in front of him. She's got this big excited face on. And it's like a split second. And all of a sudden he goes and hides behind his mom. He wants nothing to do with her and all of her energy.
Yeah, she's fired up. She's at an 11.
All the time.
All times.
She was asking other trick-or-treaters for candy. We would like go to the houses and she was like, she was really getting into it at that point. And then we get to the end of the block and there's someone standing there, a little girl waiting for someone else. And she goes, treat? I was like, no, we're not asking the kids, just the houses. But some little girl in a dinosaur costume did give her a treat and she talked about it for the rest of the night. Dinosaur gave me treat. Dinosaur gave me treat. Dinosaur gave me treat. And it was a good time.
It was a great
And she slept hard. She slept so hard.
Mm-hmm. She knew when she was done, she was reluctant, but then we were like, it's time to go in, right? She's like, yeah.
Yeah. She had a good time though.
She really did. And then the pumpkin contest that I completely like ignored all season.
Mm-hmm.
I have to choose the winners today. So smile on that. Yeah.
You know what though, and it sucks, but seasonal depression is really something that's real for everyone. I've been talking to a lot of my friends and a lot of them have been dealing with it too, and we all kind of came to the conclusion that this year's just worse. It's definitely worse on everyone this year. I think the economy sucks. I think, the news sucks. I think the weather here at least sucks.
Wait, is this seasonal depression just transferring from summer into winter, or do people get depressed when it starts to get...
Me personally, I think I go from around the time change. It's always around the time change when we fall back for me personally. So for me, it's a fall to winter thing, not a summer to fall. But yeah, in spring, I'm out of it. When I see that on my calendar, because I do 6 weeks ahead, when I see that spring forward come ahead, it's like, wow, there's light and I see it. There's the end of the tunnel. And it's in April.
Yeah, we're about to head into 30 days a night. according to Sarah.
It's literally the worst time ever. I hate it. I hate when it's dark outside. It makes me sad. It makes me depressed. And then when you add in the cold weather, it just makes it that much worse. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to do anything. I definitely don't want to look at my husband or anything else in the house. And God forbid there's a sock on the floor and I'm going to lose my freaking mind.
I enjoy the darkness, but I don't enjoy the mood. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
I actually like the mood. It's vibes to me.
You got to change it. You got to make a positive spin on it.
It's
You're
really
stuck in the
artsy.
dark forever.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
So I enjoy your outlook on it.
I like the contrast, you know? I
Yeah.
don't think we would appreciate summer as much if we didn't have the night, and vice versa.
Right.
You know
Because
what I mean?
summer nights are
I just
really
don't like
fun.
skipping fall and spring every year because that seems to be what keeps happening. And those are the seasons that I love the most because you get the blend of both. And we just don't get that anymore. It's either it's 80 or it's 20. And it's like, what? No wonder I feel like my glands are swelling and everything. My body's like, what's happening, dude? Make it stop.
My glands are swelling.
I'm telling you, I woke up the other morning, I'm like, I feel like I got punched in the neck.
Like your lymph nodes are swelling?
Uh-huh.
Mm.
I Googled it. It said that's a sign of an upper respiratory infection, or you're probably dying. But like, I'm leaning towards upper respiratory infection. The weather's changing. See, positive.
I'm positive that's not what I meant.
That was a positive outlook.
You got punched in the throat. You're about to know how that feels.
Well, I got cushion now. Got two little
Curious.
pillows in here.
Curious how everyone else deals with seasonal depression though, and if anyone's up for it, definitely drop those down in the comments. Because one, I think we could probably use some tips ourselves. I don't deal with it very well. I just stop talking to anyone and everything.
What do you mean? You literally do FaceTime calls
Right.
all day.
Right. They call me. And those are the only people, like, there has been no reach out from Sarah to anyone, really.
There's no time. When it's nonstop ringing.
Right. And yes, it has gotten crazy lately.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
Ring ring.
I'm surprised it's not ringing.
I'm telling you right now, it's probably on silent, and you probably missed 3 of them.
I don't know what happened. It's like, well, I turned the switch too, and I'm like, listen, I'm not a text message person. I don't enjoy text messaging. I don't enjoy reading text messaging. Nothing about text messaging drives me up to say, hey, this is what I want to sit on the couch and do. No offense to anyone that does.
You guys escalated it so quickly though, because it was like you were like stumbled across voice memos. You're like, this is amazing.
Thank
and then
you,
you're like,
Nicole
these are too
Sutherland.
short though. And then you got like longer voice memos, and then you're like, I need real-time action. So now it's FaceTime or nothing.
When I sent,
Always.
when me and Nicole sat in the kitchen sending audios to each other for like 4 hours, you were like, that could have been a phone call. Now that it is a phone call, you're like, were you just pointing it out?
No, I pointed out. I said it just escalated.
But I like it. And it's like, I like it because I enjoy someone thinking about me enough that they're like, I really want to just sit on the phone with Sarah and that's what we do. Sometimes we just sit and I'll work and they'll work and we'll just be each other's moral support, I suppose.
There's something, all right.
But also I'm making up for all the time that I don't text. Like I don't like texting. I will text you if I have to or if I need to talk to you and a voice call is not appropriate at that moment, or those people just won't succumb to my face calls.
You might as well just set it up as a live instead, and all the people that want to be calling you at the same time can just tune in.
It's called a chat room. Like that's
I know,
like
you
it's
guys
actually
do
no
the
like
chat room, and now
it's actually a real thing. Like you guys go, as Sandy was the first time I heard it. She was like, "You guys want to go to a room?" And I'm like, "What kind of room?"
Oh.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I was told about them on AOL. You stay out of them chat rooms.
But I think it's like a live, but everyone can jump in, like a Zoom, like a Facebook Zoom thingy.
AKA a Discord server. That's like they're just trying to take it over Facebook. Like anybody, not anybody, most content creators that like do a lot of interaction with their following have Discord servers. like, because you don't have to pay for a Discord server. So you get a Discord server, and then you just like I have my own Discord server that I use for my AI generation.
Sure.
That's like only for me. And then you invite people to it. Like that's where I hang out with anybody that I play the games with. But like Evan and Kate, they have a Discord server.
And you don't pay for it?
You can pay for tiers of it, but you don't have to pay to have it. I mean, it's just like any, like, you don't have to pay for a lot of video games, but you pay for all the add-ons. You know what I mean?
I don't think I understand what a Discord server is, because I thought I understood what a server was.
It's a chat room.
So you just get your own chat room?
Yeah.
And do you just
I used to use TeamSpeak, and we used to use Skype, and then we started using TeamSpeak, and then we moved on to Discord, because like the evolution of like where you like dwelled for gaming chat.
So you chat in there, but you also generate your pictures in there?
So that's like an add-on thing. Midjourney is an add-on for Discord.
Guys, everyone in the room is shaking their heads. Yeah, and I feel real dumb right now. Throw me a comment if you're the Sara in the room.
So I can invite you, like I invited
You
Sean.
have invited me to your Discord server, and I still couldn't figure out how to generate a damn AI picture.
Because you're invited to my room, but you still have to like install the Midjourney bot on your Discord.
And I can't just cut you out of the middle and just get my art bod.
You can, yeah. But like I was making it easier, so like for Sean and stuff, because he didn't know how to do
Easier.
it
You guys
first.
heard that, right? He was making it easier.
Invited him to the room so that he could understand how to use it, and then he ended up just making his own room because he figured it out. You can, most people, not most, a large mass of people that use Midjourney use the public room because they don't know how to make their own room, and it is like, you're talking exponential amounts of people, and you're just watching their shit come up. Generate. You're never going to find your own stuff. You know what I mean?
So you generate it, it goes into the chat stream?
Yeah, it'll literally just go into the thread. That's
So
how
if
it
you
works.
do it in your own chat room, all your friends see what you're generating?
Only the friends that I've invited.
Right.
Like Sean can see anything that I've generated because he's been invited to my Discord, but I can boot him if I want to too because I own that room.
Are you going to boot me?
Probably. Tired of you seeing my Harry Potter generations.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not seeing them. Is it an app?
I think, what was the last one? It was like Harry Potter impersonating Tinkerbell. And
This is what you're doing when
and it
you're
was
ignoring
like-
me for the computer?
solid. What the generation was doing. I'll give you one of the pictures to put up if you want.
This
It's just it's the when you're in chat with your friends and they're just like and they're making jokes and you're just like, I wonder what that joke would look like.
I bet, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
Like the most random stuff.
Right.
You're like, okay, and what kind of words do I have to tell this to get it to really make what I want?
Number
because-
one top grossing in communication in the what do I got? An Android Play Store. You want to know why the editors love it? There's just 3 reasons.
Why they love what?
Why they love Discord.
Because it's the best.
No, but it is the number one grossing in communication, according to the editors.
I
It's
wouldn't be surprised.
why we love this. 1, make calls, send direct messages, and join or create topic-based channels for text, voice, or video chat. 2, communicate with friends while gaming. Create personalized emojis. Ooh, are they allowed to say emoji? Or collaborative via the screen share feature.
They can't say Bitmoji.
Use
Then they be getting sued.
use moderation tools and permission levels to organize groups and regulate access to conversations. So you can have like more than one Why would you
Yes.
want to have that much going on?
I mean, it makes sense. So
Do
like
people use these for like work?
in all, yes.
Okay.
And also consider this, streaming and content making is work, right?
Right.
So like that is a direct use of work by having an open Discord channel for your fan base where you can interact with them. And then you award them tiers of like whoever interacts in the chat the most gets access to special emojis that you created. And it's like there's Discord and the sophistication of what you can offer your fan base if you are that type of content creator is a really great asset. I use Discord every day. I don't know how to use 90% of what Discord offers.
I believe that.
I only use what I need to use. You know what I mean? I learn about new features all the time from friends that just like randomly, like we have a soundboard in our chat room now. Didn't know that you can attach a soundboard. Now we got a soundboard. You know what I mean? Right. It was just like so random.
Yeah, it keeps evolving.
This person's really upset that they changed the mobile version. Why in the blazes did you have to take a beautiful program that worked amazingly well already and randomly change it to this complicated, buggy mess it is now? I've used Discord for years, on PC and mobile, and loved it. Now, the interface is far more complicated. You have to jump through hoops to get to channels, and it keeps crashing left and right for seemingly no reason.
Sponsor me if you just read their bad reviews.
I genuinely hope this isn't the permanent setup because it's
I'm out here pumping them up.
Well, I was waiting for you to tell me why this guy's wrong because that's usually what you do. I usually say something to you, and you're like, "Well, that guy's wrong because he's a freaking idiot," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, well."
I was gonna say that he's wrong too because so like even like when Lopi's on his way to work,
right,
he joins the Discord because it's like that easy to just join it. Like,
but he joins it like a text, or he joins it like, "Hey."
Joins it audio, like it joins it like a call. He's probably like Bluetooth to his car or whatever, but he joins it like it's a phone call, so that he can just be in chat with the boys while he's on the way to work. Like you want to just sit and be in chat with the girls while you're typing away. Like it's literally
so if
different.
No one,
we are all the same types of human people. You know what I mean? Like so we want to dwell in groups.
What time does Lopi go to work?
I think he was. I don't know.
In the morning.
He's a union contractor.
So what if there's no one in the chat? Does he just sit there and because it's like if I call my friend,
you can see
I know that they're either gonna pick up or not. But if I had to sit on my headset and just like aim, like you would sit online and wait for your friend to get on, you don't really get a notice like, hey, I'm logging on. Like it's just they're on or they're not.
No, so the best part for me at least about Discord is you can screen you can see who's in any of the rooms, because not like the room that we generally stay in is Sid's room and he's not the only one that has a room. So that's just where we generally congregate, but you can end up and like if I go, not everybody likes everybody either. You know what I mean? Per se. Like
I sit behind you. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So
I hear it. They're mean. The boys are mean.
Yeah. So you can screen like if you're just like got home from work, wonder who's on, and you look and only one person's on and it's not generally the person that you feel like talking to right now, you don't have to go in the room. You just kind of wait and see until the rest of the guys come home from work and join the room and you're like, okay, now there's enough people that I'm going to just like join.
So can you do one of these where you're just driving, you're looking in the car and then you see like a list of all your rooms and you're like, no one's in any of my rooms, so I'm gonna.
I would literally show you my
some music. Or you scroll through and you're like, oh yeah, like Jason's room's popping right now. Let me
Mm-hmm.
Or you just have to go in the rooms and wait and hope that someone's in there, because otherwise I'd text you like, Jay, I'm on my way to work. Go in the Discord because I don't want to call you on my actual phone. It's probably
so check this out. Like you can link your Discord to like the games that you play and everything. So It will. And you can choose to be like visible, invisible, just like AIM was and things like that. But if you're like, I don't feel like talking to anybody today and I want to play League of Legends. If I'm playing League of Legends and my Discord is like open, but I'm not in any rooms, my name in the Discord, like if anyone's friends with me, it'll say playing League of Legends underneath it. And then that's when the friends message you and they're like, the fuck, bro? Playing games? Alone? Or you're in another room, ain't you? Where you at? You hanging out with other people? Are
you cheating on us?
That's kind of like you're like, where the fuck is it? Especially if you see two people and then you can see time in game 9 minutes 1 second. Time in game 9 minutes 1 second. You motherfuckers are playing together. So you're absolutely in comms. Where? Where?
Can't escape.
Not in a room that I'm invited to. Right. Why? Am I the friend that you guys don't like?
Yeah.
And that's how like Discord gets crazy, because you can kind of like see exactly what people are up to if they don't know how to hide it. Like you can hide it all too.
When you're always talking shit on me and my friends, really you're doing the same thing.
Eyes are exactly the same.
So you're just talking shit to talk shit.
Yeah.
Good. I just wanted to make sure that I got that straight. We didn't need to say anything else.
Girls are talking the shit. They do the same thing.
But I admit
It's
that's
just
from you.
all in a
No, to
different
me.
way.
I meant from you to me.
Mhm.
When you were talking to me about my chats and all my stuff. It only started this year, by the way. I just would like the record to show that I have been with Jason Lively since 2012. This has been going on prior to Sara being in his life. So he's had many of years on these headsets with his friends, and he's rocking my world right now for a few months. It's been not even a whole year. Face chats for you. But you get to see them at least. At least you get to hear the conversation.
You say my headset is so loud. So that
You cut me off. I only get what you say, and then I get like the Peanuts version of your headset. But it is loud because he takes it off, and I hear the shouting, and I'm like, that was in your ear. Like, holy crap.
It's different when it's on your head.
It's immersive.
It's surround sound. You gotta have it.
No, that's got to be doing some permanent damage, and that's probably
Probably.
that's part of the reason you don't hear anyone when they talk to you.
Listen,
Ah.
we do things every day that does permanent damage, right? Like waking up. So that does permanent damage every time you take a breath. Yeah.
Is it cheating if I let the Discord conversation go longer because I wanted to be able to put it in the title?
Wait, what?
Is it cheating if I only wanted the Discord conversations to happen so we could put it in the title?
I only have just now learned that some of my friends in the chat watch our videos and stuff. Yeah, because none of us really dive into each other's lives. That's a major difference.
About the Quack Pack video
That's
going
how I
up
knew.
early.
That's how I knew that it was up. He was like, "Yo, man, I just watched your Quack Pack video,"
I know you heard him.
And I
He's
was
like,
like-
you watched what?
and I said, "You watched what?" And he's like,
It's like two
He's like,
parts
"Oh,
of
yeah."
your lives like
And-
merging.
and he was like,
What did you say to me? Did you say
I was like,
Quack
"What?
Pack?
With what was in it?" And I'm like real interrogating him, and he's like, first off, I'm sorry if I did something wrong." Like he was like, and I was like, "Nah." Like what? He's like, it was there was like a rolling pin, and I was like, "Hang on." I was like, "I gotta get this thing down real quick," and that's how I knew it. I was like, "Oh, all fixed. It's all good." And he was like, "I'm sorry if I did something wrong." I was like, "No, you're good, dude." I was like, "You didn't do anything wrong."
Now you get the real reason why it just went private, no communication right away, because Jason was in a game. He's like, gotta shut this down. Back to the game. And as you were, friends.
I didn't even know. He was like,
That just got segregated to a tomorrow problem.
he was like, "I really liked it though." Like he was like really
For what it's
sorry.
worth, it was good. Like,
So he watched
Did it make him want to buy a Quack Pack?
I think whatever video he watched after that, it was like a day later or something. He was like, I don't know if I was supposed to see this one." I was like, "Oh, like, dude, it's fine."
That one you're supposed to see.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know that you know what my like YouTube channel is. I don't share any of that stuff with any of my friends.
Guess around.
He leaves it to me to do.
No, all of your friends are crafters, and literally half of them are influencers and ambassadors for my company. Like
Some
our
of them have
company.
been converted to crafters
But
through brute force.
my
And
friends are
FOMO.
not in that world, and they're not going to be.
Why? Because you say so? Let me on that headset.
They don't want to be.
Let me talk to some of them or their wives.
Yeah. I mean, some of them live in Plano, Texas, so they can just go to TumblrCon.
How do you guys feel about Googling your friends?
I always Google everything, so I'd love to Google them. Can we Google your friends?
Because they Googled you, Jason. They Googled you.
They
I know.
Googled you.
I'm Googleable. It's lame.
Are you, though? Let me look at that. Have you ever Googled yourself?
If you've ever been in like actual trouble before, you're Googleable.
Actual Trump. Fair enough.
There's a lot of Jason Lively's. Jason Lively,
Yeah, Jason Lively, actor,
PA.
Night of the Creeps, 1986. Night of the Living Creeps, maybe.
He has memorized his Google pages.
Well, there's a. I thought that was very interesting. You know, I'm sure everybody's kind
What
of.
happened to Jason Lively?
See what happened?
Where was Jason Lively born? How is Jason Lively related to Blake Lively? I just don't think any of these are about you.
Man, I just thought it was really ironic that there was another Jason Lively and he was an actor, and his like only main role was The Year I Was Born. It was like Night of the Living Creeps or something like that. It's like a B-list horror movie,
Yeah, that.
You should recreate it as spoof for Halloween's past. Darn it.
This Jason Lively spent 14 years behind bars for a fire that he did not set, and he just got free 2 years ago. That is really sad. He's in Virginia.
14 years. You can't get that back.
No. So no amount of money will ever give that back to me.
Nope.
That's a long time.
Well,
No, an amount of money can give that back.
I was going to say people spend
because
like
you can
all that time in the education system.
True.
They're giving time for what the money will bring.
Yeah.
So
Right.
There's
right.
a number. There's a number you can give me that I can. I got to crunch some, but I can absolutely come up with the value of my 14
yeah,
years.
some people spend 8 years to be a doctor.
There's a value.
Yeah, but they get to go out to dinner, and you know what I mean?
You're right, but it's time for money though.
What's crazy is
It's
this
time for money.
is somewhat related, but a little not. Is coming from doing when I was doing line work and construction and stuff. Find out it's a harsh world realization that you find out that there is the cost of human life factored into bids on major jobs because it's expected that loss of life will happen.
Huh.
So that's factored in. So like you as a worker have a direct value in your whole existence.
Did you ever know what yours is, or is everyone?
No,
the same?
it's like it's just a number, and I think I don't know exactly what
One
the number
body
is.
equals this much money.
But yeah, it's literally like, oh, okay, so you might
I want that off the table.
there's a strong chance that like 2 people may die on this job, especially when they were building bridges and stuff.
You guys aren't told, I assume. Hey, 2 of you might go down, so we got it covered. Don't you worry. We just don't know which 2, but I have my eye on you, Ricky.
But it's just like, they're like, okay, so like if over this big projects though, like bridges being built that
Right.
would take like 10, 20 years. So they're gonna be like, okay, 2 people are gonna end up likely dying over the course of this. So let's factor another $2 million into the insurance coverage. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's just knowing that, the people you're starting the job with, that some of you will probably die.
Your head counting.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't you.
I'm so cold. Sorry.
It's winter.
It's a cold world, Jason.
It is.
These people dying only.
I keep trying to move you somewhere where it's warm, and you keep telling me to F off.
I feel like there's like ghosts in here or something.
Just warmer.
Look, how much warmer can you get with your official TGG limited edition track jacket?
You don't actually want me to answer that question, right? Because you're in a t-shirt and a windbreaker.
In my TGG limited edition windbreaker.
Meanwhile, Sarah and Chris are in sweatshirts. I just want to point that one out there. You're in short sleeves and a windbreaker.
Consider the wind broken.
There's no wind. You broke it. There's no wind in here.
Maybe we should start doing
Push-ups?
calisthenics. Yeah.
Oh, you were serious.
Yeah, like warm-ups before. Get loose.
Show me how.
You want me to lead morning warm-ups?
I do. I really do. Show me. Just show me for 5 minutes. Well, because then I'll get the real gist of it.
Those were my favorites. Little ones.
Yep.
And
You
then
sit
big,
down?
and then big ones.
Don't knock your mic.
Chris is like throwing.
He's like, I've been waiting for this. Is that
All
it?
right. What
Isn't
was
there
your
stuff where you touch your toes?
What was your least favorite? What was your least favorite gym warm up exercise?
Running.
Okay, that's acceptable.
And especially from a cold start,
Squat thrust for me.
Yeah.
squat thrust.
Yeah.
That's when you squat down and then
It's where you squat down, kick your legs back, and then you know what I'm talking about.
I thought that was a
yeah,
blurpee
Yeah.
or something.
I mean, for Sarah.
Well, some people call it like a full burpee, but
That's
it's just
what I was
squat-
saying. That's what I've always heard.
Where
it
you're
is.
up to you talking push-up formation.
Oh,
all the
no.
way up,
and then
oh,
back up.
Jason,
yeah.
if you're gonna do this, I need you to go over here
Oh,
and I need a
cameras will
camera.
follow
Look,
if he
look.
does.
Why are you standing?
Is he getting
I
up?
was gonna do it, but I'm not gonna do it.
What?
Oh, okay. All right. That was exciting. That's
I
going
actually
to the
just
title.
thought about the condition of how my knee feels today. And I didn't do it.
He got winded standing up, and
With
he's like,
the
"I'm
weather
out."
change too.
The now that you mention it, I don't think the term burpee existed when we were taught squat thrusts in elementary school.
No,
I don't think anyone was doing CrossFit, nothing. It was just fit. It wasn't crossed at all. He was just doing fitness. Now it's all Chrissy Cross.
For me, it was
Applesauce.
suicides.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I just hated the
I can
damn
see
sound. That's like the first time
I like that
you were
noise.
indirectly pitted against the other students.
Yeah.
Because like squat thrusts and everything else, it's just like, I'm just doing my own pace. We're doing jumping jacks at our own pace.
Oh,
But
pull-ups. I
you
hate
were straight up
pull-ups.
racing, bro. Like,
I hated pull-ups and sit-ups. Sit-ups because they made someone else hold your feet, and I didn't have any friends in most of my grades that I was in. And then I was like so afraid that I was gonna fart real bad because I'm like, this girl does not like me that's holding my feet. I'm real uncomfortable. There's a lot of stomach crunching going on here. It's like a hard world to live in. Right? Did I set the scene for you? It's hard.
yeah, it was like the gridiron gang out there.
I was always the last one to get paired up because they just let you pair up, and it's like, okay, what loser's left that has to get stuck with me?
I was always bad. They weren't my least favorite, but I was always bad at anything that had to do with my shoulders. I think it was generally because I was taller, and then I injured my shoulder in middle school. But push-ups and pull-ups, I was always like, I could do. It was like half capacity of what everyone around me was doing, and I was like, I'm not like weak though, so it was always confusing to me. But it just like my left shoulder just hurts when I do that stuff.
And a lot of that is less muscle and more joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You're not good to your joints, I feel like.
No. But being tall is like you are at a disadvantage from the rip. Like I get it. You're
For
at an
certain
advantage
things.
for things like people are like, yeah, I get it. You know, but your knees
Popular with the
absolutely
ladies,
feel
but your
better
knees-
than mine. Your knees definitely feel better than mine. I'm positive of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And my lower back and my shoulders, and those are all directly related to my height,
And your posture.
which is directly related to my height. It'd be a lot easier to stand up straight if I was shorter, if I had less back to keep straight. I'm like a
Just a lot more weight on a lot longer.
dang
bones.
green
Yeah.
bean out here,
Yeah.
yo.
Oh, that's
Green bean in the wind.
You almost reminded me of the wacky inflatable
Yeah,
tube.
right. Just a green bean in the wind, baby.
You are a green bean of the wind, Jason.
Well, you said the girls are making shirts with things that what Sarah's saying, so maybe we make some green bean in the wind shirts.
You can't just let me have anything, can you? Just one thing was mine, and you're like, what if it was about me?
No, just my green beans
All right.
in the wind.
Is this
You're great. You're so great.
This is the first episode of Craft Tea since the DreamBox has been built.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that, and then we talked about other stuff.
We'll talk about it.
DreamBox is here.
there you go. The newest episode went out yesterday.
I didn't know if you had more. I didn't want to cut you off. You always tell me I'm cutting you off.
That is not. If we go back and play tape, you say that I cut you off, which I do, but you say it.
I watched a video last night of building it.
I loved it.
There's a lot of me just looking at the instructions, looking at my phone, drinking Starbucks,
I wasn't going to say anything. I was just
looking
like,
at the instructions.
And then we get to the part where it's your turn.
and then live stream.
No, I honestly liked it. That's why. And I
No,
was
it
like,
was a really good episode. It's just,
And-
it's true to who I am. I'm a supervisor.
well, and then even the cuts of bits where I was just like riffing, and I wasn't expecting those cuts to go in, but they make sense to go in. You know, it was just like, huh, I was actually just saying what I felt, but what I felt was good. So I guess it's good that it went in there.
Yeah, most of those bits I had to cut out my voice because it was a conversation.
Yeah,
I can
Yeah, we
tell.
were talking, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, no, cut out my voice.
I could tell I was fumbling over a lot of my words. What was the one line I say? This, I know it do work. I'm like, oh, Sarah. I know it do work.
It was funny.
It was good. It was
It's
good.
entertaining, yeah.
I think people that watch my videos generally know that's just how I am. Like, English is my primary language, but it doesn't come easy to me.
What's funny too is like so for us with our dynamic when we do videos together, in the moment when we're doing the videos, I know that we can both tell that we're annoyed at each other, right? Like a lot of the times.
That's
with
not
half
that's
the
not
things.
just in the video.
No, but I'm saying in those, and then you're just like, how's this gonna come out? We're both probably just like arguing the whole time or whatever, and you go back and watch, and you're like, this looks so normal.
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, this doesn't look that crazy at all.
No, the way I treat Sarah's totally normal.
Well, I cut out,
Whoa! We watched Jason just get told to build the whole thing. In
Never
the whole
said it.
video. It's on tape.
Never told you to do it.
It's in there.
But I never said, Jason, build that whole thing.
Chris must have cut that part out.
He did cut the part out where you bring me the damn sockets. So he was nice to you. He was actually super nice to you.
Yeah, he showed me bringing the proper wrench in exquisite time. You're welcome.
Don't worry, I'm going to get that socket bit. People are going to know what you've done to me.
Good luck finding it.
It's rare.
It's rare.
The socket's rare.
No, you said the wrench was rare, and then you brought me sockets and told me I asked specifically for a socket.
It's all rare.
Hmm.
10 millimeter. Can't be found.
But you found it.
Well, sometimes.
When you look, you find things.
No.
Tell them where your drill was. When you went to go use it yesterday.
It's in the Challenger.
Right.
Because I put the license plate back on that Chris forgot to.
That's not really an excuse. Neither of those two things are an excuse. One, Chris asked you.
He did offer to put it back on.
If you wanted him to put it back on, you said, no, don't worry about it. And anyone, you could just zoom. Oh, this drill does not belong in the Challenger. I should walk this right back in the warehouse.
Oh,
where it
I had to
belongs.
rush home to get the house ready for Dweeb.
I think you had 5 seconds.
If we get into a conversation about not making the extra trip back to put something away that only takes 5 seconds, this is going to be a very lengthy episode.
Yes, and we can make a list because I'm trying to get better. So if I can identify them, I can do them better. So I just identified it for you.
Ding, 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 begin. No,
I don't know if Chris can edit this one to look good.
I'm working on loving you. Just
It's a
kidding.
work in progress.
I do love you. I do a lot for you.
To me and for me are not the same.
I do both, but still. Are you trying? You're nasty about the other one. So you built the DreamBox. Did you have fun? Did you leave me room for the decorations? If I had brought them?
Wait, you didn't bring them?
I forgot them.
She
It's
ran
supposed to be.
I know.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna literally go and get everything as soon as we're done shooting.
But is there room for them?
Guess you can go there and check.
Are you mad? Are you mildly annoyed?
I'm always mildly annoyed. She doesn't even want to cut. She's in her seasonal depression shit. I was like, hey, sweetie, which pattern did you think about for, remember when she signed off? She's like, it's in the video. I'm going to go home and think about exactly which patterns I want on the backs of these things or whatever.
And I did their
bins.
clouds. Their cloud logos.
And then the bins.
I did it.
Yeah,
They're
what about
clouds.
the bins? So I was like, this morning, what do you think you want for the backdrops for the bins so we can get those ready? Plain.
I like that he gave full context there because he pissed me off before we left the house, so I wasn't talking to him fully.
She did plain color.
We had one of those car rides, and everyone that's married knows what kind of car ride this is right now, where you're like, don't want to talk to you, but I do want to talk to you, but I don't want to be a bitch, but I don't really want to talk to you, but
So plain color?
yeah.
Yeah.
about dogs?
There's nothing else that we could even do anyway. Oh, okay. What if we
That's not how I said it. I
What
said
if
I
we
didn't buy
wrapped-
patterned paper.
wrapped some of the vinyl that we have on the cardstock and cut that out?
I said that's too much work.
That sounds like too much work. This. Right on it. And then you've loaded in the Cricut just like you would have previously. You just put the pattern on top of the cardstock, load it in the Cricut.
Sir,
No, not that much.
you could have asked me if
Should be
I
happy.
wanted you to go get me an Oreo ice cream cake for lunch, and I would have said no.
I know.
I'd have been like, nah, I'm not hungry for the rest of my life.
Well, it won't be long if you don't eat.
Good thing those things only last for Jay. Don't frump me out in the morning and I won't be frumpy in the car.
I'm going to call this part in the time code Frump.
The frump.
The frumpening.
But so I'm curious, and I know other couples have to have that where, one frumps you out and then you're both frumpy. It sucks. And you
Dude,
pointed
no
it
other
out to
couples
me.
are around each other like us.
No. But
None.
you pointed that out to me a few years ago, and I didn't realize that I had been doing that to you for a little while of being like, yeah, in the car, and then I frump you out in the morning. You pointed that out to me, and now
Like,
it's...
drop in the comments if anyone thinks they have a similar dynamic to us, because I don't think anyone does. Like anyone. Even the people that are peers in this field have completely different dynamics. Like Nikki and Jimmy were like, you know what? I'm just going to sell the company to you because I don't know if we can. Like, one owns, you know what I mean? One owned the company, and then now the other one owns the company.
I told you to do that a while ago. You were like, I'm over the glitter guy. I'm like, just give it on and over, and you just keep on going with your life. And you're like,
I run
have
90% of the
attachment issues.
machines. I literally run all the flipping machines.
You have
All of them.
attachment issues to me, and I enjoy it. The difference is I know mine. I don't want you to go anywhere. I genuinely enjoy being around you all day, even when I don't enjoy it. I'm like, freaking hate you right now, but don't leave this room. Do not go anywhere. Just stay over there so I can be angry at you from this corner until I'm ready. You do the same thing to me too. You get upset when I'm not in the room. Come looking for me.
No, I don't look for you.
Telling you right now, this man comes looking. What are you doing? On the phone with the soap. Okay, bye.
Not me.
Mm.
Oh, speaking of frivolous trademarks, because we weren't talking about them at all. I just thought this was interesting because I came across it today.
Lay it on me.
Travis Kelce's trying to trademark everything under the sun right now, and half of them are frivolous nonsense.
Like what? I need one. I need an example.
One, I don't have my phone, but one of them's
What?
something nah. It's like okay nah or something like that. Literally.
All right, nah.
All right nah.
Ard, nah. Yeah. ARD.
What would you trademark that for? So no one else can freaking say it?
Exactly, yeah, because he wants to put it on merch and shirts
I say it all
because he
the
has the
time.
biggest podcast. Exactly, and that's what the whole comment thing was like. Every uncle in America says this. That's what all the comments are saying. They're like,
Right.
Frivolous trademarks are so annoying.
So yeah, so he's trying to trademark his name. That one makes sense or whatever. But like, yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be complicated because of his podcast? They'd have to co-own that trademark because the Kelsey last name, at least.
They must be
I guess
trademarking
specifically
it to
Travis Kelce.
the hub. Like if there's a hub that owns their trademarks, which is actually would be smarter because their podcast isn't probably ever going to go down, but if they ever wanted to fold their podcast, they would have their trademarks under a different company, which everyone should do. Take that as some business advice. Google that one. Start hubbing all your things.
Hub. Glitter Hub.
Surprised it's not a glitter store already.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it just started last week.
Trademark pending. Glitter Guy. 2023.
Boy Mom
25% off.
sold their trademark or something like that to Girl Dad. You see
Yeah, one
that?
of them. Yeah, though.
That's ridiculous that you're even allowed to trademark that. Like, I'm the only person that's allowed to put this on a shirt. All you other Etsy makers are below me. Cool. That's fucking cool.
I'll never understand the gray area.
I get so annoyed. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So you took a shirt that everyone was making and you're like, haha, only I can make it now. Because I did it first. I trademarked it first. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Now everyone's just trademarking everything.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the frivolous trademark groups always popping off lately.
I'll never understand how the trademark process. I don't think anyone's going to, because it's just
The trademark officers
It
might.
doesn't make sense. No, they don't, because now they use AI, and that's one of the major arguments is that human eyes aren't looking at a lot of these applications ever, and they're getting a stamp of approval, and that's how a lot of the nonsensical ones are making it through. And then, in order for human eyes to ever actually see them, people have to fight it. And then be like, dude, why did this happen? And they're like, oh, I don't even know why, man. My bad. And then they go back and it's too late. The damages have happened because now not only is AI granting patents and trademarks, AI is enforcing patents and trademarks on Amazon and on Etsy. So people are constantly getting their listings removed for things that they're not actually infringing on because the AI doesn't discern all the specifics yet. It's not advanced. It shouldn't have been implemented yet. But laziness, and not just that, but the need for people and the lack thereof. So they're just like, I gotta fill the fucking gaps. I got all these fucking files that are waiting for approval. And if I turn the computer system on, they're gonna go through a lot faster,
And they're taking away from what a trademark actually is. Like they're treating a trademark similar to like a locked version of a copyright, because like Nike, the quote, what is it? Just do it, right? That's a trademark. That, if you see that anywhere with that swoop, you're like, oh, that's Nike. That's a Nike term. To trademark a word that's like, I don't know, whatever, something that is said a lot, like if you put it on a shirt, if it's not representing your company, technically, it's not what a trademark's for. It's supposed to.
Well, so with what you just used as an example, I feel like honestly goes right into the gray area that I was talking about, because just do it is a very common phrase.
No, that's why I said with the swoop.
Sure.
With the swoop. It has to be with the swoop.
I feel like they'd go after you even if you just put "just do it" on
They
a
would.
T-shirt.
Oh, they will,
They
but
would.
they.
And that's
you
where
need the rules of their trademark probably say it has to be with the swoop, but they'll still come for you anyway because
Sure.
they're Nike and they got 17,000 lawyers.
But this is the point that I was trying to get at with the AI that's doing the enforcing. Even though the trademark will have an actual mark that says it needs the swoop, on Amazon, if you make a t-shirt that just says "just do it" and
Right.
has no swoop at all,
They'll take it down.
it gets flagged automatically. And that's all you're seeing in all these trademark groups, because on Etsy too, and they're getting blasted for things that have been removed or things that got taken.
It happened to me.
Yeah, things that got put into public domain, and it's still not allowing it because it doesn't understand. Like one of the fairy tale books just went public domain recently, and not all the versions of it are.
Right.
I can't remember which one it was
Snow
specifically.
White?
Perhaps. I don't think that was the one that I'm thinking about right now, but that could be one of them. But it is one of those like Disney-esque stories that one version is now public domain. So people are like, okay, I'm going to use like characters from that on artwork now. But like Disney still owns the rest of the name. So like Amazon doesn't get it. So like if you just do anything that says it has anything to do with that story, it just gets removed. And that's like extremely damaging to a lot of small businesses because they don't have the time nor the lawyers nor the money to fight this.
Was it Rapunzel?
Start making Winnie the Pooh merch.
Winnie the Pooh
'Cause he's public
merch.
domain.
I think that might have been it actually.
Oh
Yeah?
yeah. Oh
To
yeah,
be
that
honest with
happened
you.
last year. Yeah.
But-
Winnie the Pooh went public.
But not all Winnie the Pooh is.
No, so like Book of Pooh, like specific spin-offs that Disney has made, they still own, but the character Pooh, Eeyore, Tigger, Piglet, like they're all public domain. I think Christopher Robin is still Disney's though.
Maybe.
100 Acre Woods, that's also public domain.
But I can probably guarantee you if you go and make
Yeah,
A bandana.
Winnie the Pooh.
a bandana that says Winnie the Pooh on it and put it on Amazon, it's going to get flagged for IP. And then you have to go through and fight, and then you got to go through and like follow up with all the emails, and it's just like, how come they don't have, like, why is the one that's covering shit falsely not having to do their just desserts? You know what I mean? Like, everyone else is the one that has to go the extra mile that's doing the right, but the one that's doing the wrong has to do the least. It's like,
They just let it expire.
Yeah, they let it expire. Well, there's also
eventually
there's
you
like a
can't
statute,
anymore.
right? It's like, I know for music, it's 70 years after the life.
Oh,
of
you can
the
only
art.
have a trademark for X amount of years, period. That makes sense because they've had it since 1961.
And I don't even think that the public domain in the US applies worldwide. So Disney can still get you. And that may be how Amazon is taking it down because they do ship worldwide. And Disney's like, yo, we own this in China. We own this in France. Like, you can't sell that. And so they take it down from their international store.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's your birthday month.
It is. What are we gonna do?
Gonna go to Disney.
Speaking of Disney.
That was really not even like that was a coincidence. That was a total coincidence.
Segue.
That's really funny. Like that was literally not like that was not planned that way.
We're going straight to the motherland.
Technically, I think on your birthday we'll do Universal. Is that how it's planning out?
Universal's better. Low-key.
It is.
Hot take.
You know, I bursted my own bubble when we were going through and planning all the things, and I was like, well, we got to save enough time to be able to do the Super Mario World part. And they're like,
Oh my god, he was stuck.
they were like, meanwhile, rightfully so, definitely this time, she was in a video chat with Jen Parnell. And Jen, because she's going to join us for some of the days.
All the
But
days.
Jen, I thought she said that she can't.
Jason can't.
So Jen was like, that's just in California. And I was like, no. Shannon was just there. Like, I'm pretty sure she was just in Florida. And I literally went to
Can I
like,
pause it for a minute and let the audience know that twice previous to this, twice meaning 2 different days, I tried to convince him that it's not in Orlando, and he told me I'm wrong, it is in Orlando, and I, just said okay. So
yeah,
you can continue.
I'm positive that was definitely in one ear out the other. I was in
It's not in Orlando,
It's at Universal Studios.
in California.
Oh, what? That's...
So I tried telling Jason it's only in the California one, and he
they
kept
have-
telling me I'm wrong because Shannon was just there, and I just said, okay, you know what you're talking about.
must have
Universal
had-
Studios, they think Florida.
Right.
They must have had great success with it though, because they confirmed that they're building it in
Right.
Orlando.
That is correct.
So that is happening, and we have our own Nintendo World in Newark anyway that we can go visit too.
Yeah,
Have you been to it?
Florida? No, I haven't.
I've seen pictures of people that have gone, but I didn't really talk to anybody that went to that before.
No, and the Nickelodeon park's up there. We should.
That's
go to
what I
that.
meant.
Oh, let's go to Nickelodeon. Tiffany went there. She loved it. All my
Did you
friends
go
have
to the
gone.
Nickelodeon one? Is it good?
Did you just ask Chris if he's heard of the Nickelodeon land?
I asked him if you went.
If I went, I'm like-
If I went, yeah, I've been.
Of course you heard about
I
it.
didn't know that he did the rope drop, bro. Like what?
He was
You
busy
didn't know that
day.
Chris cut the ribbon?
right.
The man knows it.
We got Nickelodeon royalty.
I wouldn't have been surprised, I'm just saying. I hope they make you dress like your character. Use the Halloween
that would be
costume
hard.
version.
No.
Do you get any perks like that? Did you get like merch? They send you like a bunch of merch in the name of you?
Yeah, well, not my son.
Is there a shrine? Did your mom have a shrine?
No.
Oh,
My mom would have
Thankfully
made a
not.
dang shrine.
No, oh my gosh.
Every cereal
Yeah.
box up there.
No, they send you stuff for your birthday and stuff for like just cause.
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah, they send gifts like every quarter. So,
That's cool.
Still?
yeah. No.
No, that was back in 2011.
Yeah.
They would be out of business if they were still doing that with everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But now,
Well, just
yeah.
the
Got
ones they
any more
like.
pieces of the aggro crag back there?
Right.
I'd really love one.
Yeah.
The perks are great, though.
I've never actually seen Backyardigans. Still, like that was
It
a
wasn't
that
our
was
generation.
It was a middle
It wasn't
between.
mine either.
I was gonna say, look at Chris's age and our age. We wouldn't have been watching.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It was
something that
right.
Chris was an
It was
actor for.
actually, I
It was
was
a spot.
babysitting, and it was, I was babysitting my little cousins, and it was their favorite show before I was involved. And so it was
Oh.
just, I was just like, whoa, that's weird.
How popular were you after you were involved?
Oh man,
Were you the favorite?
That's crazy. That's a whole
The little kids everywhere.
whole era.
A whole I'll have to put him on an episode, see if Alex likes it. Just for the hell of it.
Oh, she'll like it.
Just for the hell of it.
She'll like it. It's a bop. I mean, there's a reason. I mean, it won Emmys and stuff for. And
Oh yeah, it was
lot
a
of the
big
shows
talked about
today-
show.
Yeah.
I know all about it. I've just
Yeah.
never seen it.
Well, it's like a lot of the shows today that incorporate a lot of music, like classic music and stuff.
Yeah.
Backyardigans pioneered that. Like they had celebrity like Alicia Keys was in an episode. They have tons of stars that have been in the Backyardigans episodes, and so now like kids shows, they're like, yeah, we should incorporate
Like the Bugs
more
one.
classic music. Yeah.
The Beat Bugs. They sing the Beatles.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
She don't like the Beat Bugs anymore.
But that was made by Sony, so they obviously had the rights to the Beatles music.
Okay.
'Cause
But they
MJ
might not have ever had the idea without Backyardigans.
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah.
Well, on to you.
Mm-hmm. I like the beat bugs though because I just liked exposing Alex to
Bugs.
more classic style
Oh,
music.
yeah, the Beatles.
Yeah, it's important. I think not that today's music has no benefit, mostly doesn't, but
I was gonna say, I don't
It is.
know.
It's
I think
noise.
classic
It's
music,
just
yeah,
noise.
it is. It's just like, yeah, the classics. Like
There was like a science behind the music before, like not just a science, but like an art.
Yeah.
Art and feeling and science kind of like meshed all together in one to create like masterpieces, really,
Even rap, like
all of it.
rap 20 years ago, like they were rapping about the same things: the guns, the drugs, the girls.
They
They're
don't
still
even say
doing it
words
now. They're
anymore.
just leaving out the storyline now. Like you get nothing.
Right.
At least I heard about this man's childhood. I heard about this man's mom and what she was doing and all that. This one, I just heard about an Uzi and a gun, and there's someone's mixing something in a pot, and now they're shooting somebody, and
It's Cliff Notes.
no context.
raindrops.
Yeah, there's raindrops of something.
You get Cliff Notes rap. That's
This
it.
guy's just over here making a womp womp noise.
Listen, I read the last 2 chapters of the book, bro. This is what I got from it. There was raindrops, there was drop tops. Someone was mixing shit in a crock pot. I'm positive that there was an Uzi.
Someone said there was an Uzi.
But like the beats are good.
Wait, what's the
The beats are solid though.
what's the line?
The beats
What's
are
the
solid.
line from the one song where what's her name? She's like, duct tape. That's right. That's a joke with the shit. What's the name of the song? It's a Lil Wayne song with Drake. Yeah, you would if I played it for you.
I'm sure.
She's like,
I'd love to hear it.
oh my god, the one line she's like,
With Nicki too.
yeah, that's who it is, Nicki Minaj. She's like, I'm a chicken cutlet or something. I'm like, literally, you're just putting words together at this point, and I hate you for it. Like,
Well, that's what's so funny. When Lil Wayne first came out, I was fully against him.
I love Lil Wayne.
But that's because he was very different to rap at the time.
He changed rap.
Yeah, he did. And like, like you had Big and you had Pac and they were telling stories the whole time. You know what I mean? And then like when he came out with a Millie, there's no fucking story in a Millie. That is just words rhyming together. And it was good, right? Like, but it took a little bit at least to grow it for some people, I think. But then it definitely grew. But now like the evolution, in my opinion, has gone.
It's been
Far
a
south.
de-evolution.
Yeah.
I think so. Like many things in culture, it's devolving.
And it's just like you get the cliff notes. Like it was like, all right, Lil Wayne was taking things and he wasn't telling complete stories, but then he went back and was telling stories. Like you go back and listen to Mona Lisa and that's a whole story. Yeah.
I don't duck nobody but tape. Yeah, that was a setup for a punchline on duct tape. And then you get like Wayne's version and it's like, holy shit. Like he just really, where's the she does say something about a chicken cutlet in here and I'm like, girl.
You talking about Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
She's not a wordsmith.
But if I was going to be the opening verse for Lil Wayne, it would be I'd pay someone. Can I pay someone, please? Can someone write me a really good verse that can be right in front of Lil Wayne so that I don't talk about duct tape?
But then
Who do you prefer, Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Neither.
I'm asking Chris.
I think
Because they're the same person.
Nicki, only because I feel like It's the era. I feel like they're two different. They are the same, but they're kind of two different eras of like, because you had like Lil Kim before that, and like that was a different era. So people try to compare Nicki with Kim, and it's like they're not the same.
No.
Even though they're the same, they do the same. They serve the same function in
One's
the
a
music
fucking rough
industry.
rider and one ain't.
Right. Exactly. So
That's the only delineation I need.
Yeah, so I would say Nicki because she has a little bit more toughness to her, and I feel like hip hop used to have a little bit more street toughness.
Right.
and
I don't-
Cardi's not really tough. She
So,
doesn't
like, we
feed
talk
tough.
about this sometimes too, right? And like, you had Big was like driving like Mercedes was the top of the line thing you wrapped around, like, you know what I mean? Like it was like E-Class Mercedes and stuff like that. But then now you have like Tekashi 69, and he has a rainbow fucking Lamborghini, and it's just like, but like, so it's like he has so much more, at least on the surface, but like the value of what he offers, I feel, and personally, is so much less than what like Biggie offered and Pac offered and everything. But like they weren't even anywhere near the commercial success. Like he's got so much money. I don't even know how.
But you know what's sad? I think that along with the industry, just arts in general, along with their lack of ability to create real art, I feel like the generation has less of a taste for real art as well.
Right.
So they're going down in tandem. And so,
Definitely.
like, if somebody did, like, a Picasso of their day, like, if a Biggie or Pac did come back and made something, would people actually
They wouldn't know what to do with it.
No.
They wouldn't.
No, I mean, Eminem has proven that because the stuff that he's released since his height of fame has done lackluster numbers. It hasn't been any. Honestly, it's been more fire than what he's written in the past. When you like go back and listen to, you're like, okay, he's like evolved his patterns and everything exponentially from Marshall Mathers LP. He's not going to make anywhere near the fucking money that he made on them albums because he changed everything when he. Now he's just old. He's literally old news. He's referred to as like just like an old rapper that should give it up.
But I think that's the sad part, though.
Who says that?
Every young rapper.
They're like,
Because they know they literally don't stand a fucking chance in like talent. So they're just like, would you just fucking retire and let us have a chance?
No, because you can't rap.
And he says that when he raps, and then they're just like, all you do is just come after us, and you don't have. They say that he doesn't have any depth to his raps. They say all he does is complain about their inability to rap.
Well, yeah, because he's not living a hard life anymore. He's a millionaire now. He's not living on the tracks in the trailer. He doesn't have, you know.
And he raps about that too.
His hard times, people cannot relate to his hard times. I'm so sorry, Marshall Mathers. Was your private jet not fueled up in time for your black car service? You know what I mean?
Like
Like,
that out in his rap, so
I know, but people can't relate to that, so they don't. That's not the first song that they're gonna sit and cruise to down the street. You know what I mean? They're gonna cruise to the one that's saying "F you" and "F everyone else" because we're angry. I ain't got a jet. I don't even have jet fuel.
But I think that's the thing too, is that a lot of that is fluff too. So much of the industry, they're lying too. They're not whipping nothing up. They're not living that life. They're not.
But I think people can relate to the anger more with them than they can to someone being angry about, like, you know, their private island being inhabited by another couple.
But that's like, I mean, we even started this topic. We started this topic with like a Migos song. Like Migos only trap raps, right? Like that's like their whole subject. They are. I highly doubt
And it begins. It's
that
morning
they're out
time.
there really slinging whatever they say they're slinging, especially when you're at that level of success.
Yeah.
Maybe they did that to get some studio time or whatever in the beginning. That happens very often. But like, you're still rapping about it like it's your everyday life, and it's fucking not. It's a facade.
It's a business model, though. They start doing what they have to do to get to a certain level, and then just like they say about Jay-Z, you got to turn that money clean. You have to invest in businesses and other stuff to make it clean so that you have a nice business now. And they're like, well, where did all that come from? Well, yeah, it came from what he used to do, you know? So,
And even Jay-Z doesn't get the respect that he deserves anymore.
they're so talented that they have staying power, Jay and M and all those guys. But like I said, it's the audience that now dictates, and they don't want art. They want candy pop.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Sad, sad world.
It's really what we've said with
Good luck to them.
the
Not in my car.
let's go full circle
sometimes in
back
my
into
car.
crafting. So with the crafting and stuff, we've been talking about that is like nobody even wants to like make anything. And it's like they want to like make something, I guess, but like the easiest way, the least amount of effort, the easiest way possible. And then it's like, how proud can you be of what you made if it was just a couple things that you were predetermined to already go together too? Like, is that still art?
Or imitation.
Yeah, or like, you know, like, I know, so either way, you're going to get some sort of sense of, I don't know, like accomplishment if you have like a pre-made kit that has exactly what you need in it to make exactly this thing, because like that's exciting or whatever. But like the other part of it is that the amount of people that are willing to just like grab raw supplies and like hit the drawing board and make something from scratch, I feel like is dwindling rapidly.
Like that, like the centerpiece on the table. Segue.
Yeah.
You know, making something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something that wasn't trending, something that wasn't it come in a kit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you printed that. You took a piece of spare wood and painted and, you know.
And stole my
That's art.
dish.
That's like actual art, you know?
That's probably why I felt so good about it too when I was done. You know, it was like that extra different sense of accomplishment that something from scratch was like, okay, it did work. Didn't still work exactly how I hoped it to, but like it went as close as I feel like I could get on first try, no warm-ups.
Can't stop yawning.
Now, do you guys, speaking of the art,
Not because of that.
do you guys, how do you contest with that? Like as artists, but also as crafters, how do you fight with staying original, kind of like we were talking about in music, and pushing art while trying not to become the Eminems and Jay-Z's? Like, look, I'm talented. Like, I'm making this real art. And do you feel, like you said, Jason, like people are less willing to create and now they just kind of want...
It's funny because as soon as you said that, I'm like, I do feel like the Jay-Z and the Eminem. Like, no one gives a crap about my pencils. No one, you know what I mean? My ombres are old. They're doing these crazy things with printed vinyl that I can't seem to figure out, and putting striping tape places that I never thought to put striping tape, and quite frankly can't get it. And it's like, I'm a little bit irrelevant, but a few people know who I am still. That's how I feel, though. I really don't know what the reality is. Literally, probably no one knows who I am. But, you know...
I do.
No, you do know who I am, or you do say that that's true? That no one knows me?
I know you.
Oh, good. Depends on the day, I suppose. But, I mean, you know, that's funny. It's like, as a tutorial doer, giver, maker, teacher, I'm super irrelevant. I don't, like, no one's going to take advice from me. Like, they'll take maybe a comment or two, but they're not... You know, for a while, they weren't taking my tutorials seriously because I wasn't crafting for a while. I was irrelevant for a little
but
bit.
you've probably forgotten more than most people know about crafting just because of when you were in it and doing so much.
Right, yeah. There's a lot.
It's so hard to gauge like your actual level too, because like we surround ourselves with artists.
Mm-hmm.
So like feeling like you're lesser of an artist at any given time is almost like natural because you're just surrounded by so much talent at any given time. So it's like we're not the end user, you know what I mean? So if I don't know really how to explain it.
Like, you're always hardest on yourself?
Yeah. But specifically because of the environment that we're in. Like we're only around thriving artists, you know what I mean? Like really talented people.
It's like being the ugliest of the supermodels. Like, you're still gorgeous, but for some reason you don't think you're as good looking as that girl because your eyebrows are a little bit darker than hers, and you know what I mean? It's like nuts, but you're both freaking beautiful.
But that's also taste.
There you go. That's a good way to put it too. Someone likes my pencil
you
cups.
have the dark ass eyebrows, right? But like
someone likes dark eyebrows.
It was like, I hate bitches with light eyebrows.
But I feel like that's kind of the industry as a whole, is that audience does kind of dictate, and if they lose a taste for something, it's up to the art. And that's why I feel like it's easier to be a one-hit wonder than it is to have real staying power, like real innovation.
Oh yeah.
Where you're known not for one thing that you did, but you're known for like being the person.
Yeah.
Like,
And most
You're not
cup
known
makers
for
are
pencil
known for one
tumblers, you're
thing.
made for tumblers.
exactly. And then some,
Yeah,
you know, because
yeah.
because what happens when people don't want to do tumblers? Well, they're looking to you for what's next. You know what I mean? Like,
Speaking of, I do have to call Lauren Quigley back when we get off here, and she does the other things.
Yeah, and that's the
That's who called me.
purpose of the influencers in the world for the companies is, like you said, the consumer is judge, jury, and executioner of your business. And the job essentially of the influencer is to infiltrate the consumer and guide them to what, like, you know, it's like, hey, this is what they really like right now. It's like, okay, but like, this is a better profit margin for me. So can we make them like this right now? Maybe, please.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I was talking to you about House of Usher. If you saw it, I want to recommend it even further now because we're halfway through the last episode, Chris. But
It's really good.
he gives so much fucking business advice in that, like ruthless business advice, because I said like the season's about like big pharma and stuff and how kind of ruthlessly business oriented big pharma is. But the dialogue from the main character in that at times in that show are such harsh facts of how the business world is. And it's just like, oh, all right. Like, the one, he says, you know, when life hands you lemons, and the one guy says, you make lemonade, right? And he looks at him like he's nuts, and he said,
Oh, I love that part.
fuck no, you don't make lemonade. And then, I don't even want to spoil it, and I'm not going to memorize the whole line, but he goes into an entire spiel of what you do with the fucking lemons when you have them, and essentially you take over the world. And after the end of it, and the guy that he's talking to, and he's like, and then you make some fucking lemonade. And I was like,
And only then.
holy shit, bro. I'm like, this is, yup, that's the world. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's power. And that's how the truly powerful people approach it, because so many people do approach it like, yeah, I was handing lemons. I'm just going to make the best of my day. And it's like, you got to do so much more than that. You got to do so much more than making the best of it.
That can also cross over into, like, he was like, you know, not to spoil it, but he was like, you know, you make everyone love fucking lemons. And when I see my friends try to start craft businesses, the biggest question that they would post on their personal Facebook immediately, and this was a few years ago at this point, so, you know, it's dwindled away, but, hey, I want to start making stuff. What do you guys want? No. They'll give them choices, barely even give them color choices. Here is what you got, because this is the best thing that you're ever going to get. You need this in blue. You can have it in another color, but I'm really telling you, you're going to want it in blue, and you need this in a 32-ounce blue. You're going to love it. This is the best thing I've ever seen. You're going to be obsessed because I'm obsessed too.
That's like Wolf of Wall Street. Sell me this pen.
Yep, sell me a pen. And I feel like that was so core to what even like Steve Jobs did. He didn't make like 50 different phones like Android. He said, this is the one phone.
And
This
you
is
need
it.
to love it.
And there's only one of them. And it was only after he died that they said, well, make the screen bigger, make a plus and a max. And Steve Jobs said there's one iPhone. It's the best phone in the world. And the software, you couldn't customize it at all. In fact, the first iPhone, you couldn't even change the wallpaper.
Really?
It was his art. He said, this is it. This is it. And I will not argue with anyone.
To be married to that man.
You know what's funny is I'd bet you that it would far surpass the money that iPhone makes if it stayed that way, because people just want to be a part of that. Like, even though you restricted the choices, you think you want all them fucking choices. Like I said it with the Android. I think I want my phone to have 1 million choices. I don't use 90% of the choices it offers. I just want to be able to have them choices. I don't want to use them choices. I don't want to make the choices, but I want the option of the choices.
Has a phone up.
But he's just like, you guys probably ain't going to use this shit anyway. Use what you're going to use, and I'm going to make those features as easy to use as possible, and not the best, but, you know, pretty dang close to it, so I can sell you the best next year.
You want to tank our podcast you just did with Apple, huh? Just tell everyone the apples suck?
Spoiler alert!
They're watching on iPhone, Jason.
Yeah, what are you doing, sir?
China owns them too.
Oh boy. We're just going right down, aren't we? Going down, down. Are you done tanking this show yet?
It's cold hard facts, though.
Quite the title on this one. This is a lengthy title.
Craft Tea, this is Craft Tank.
Crap.
That was nice of Chris to laugh.
That was good.
It was good.
I know.
It's like Shark Tank, but Craft Tank. Don't sue me. Those guys
Not
won't.
affiliated with Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Those guys will absolutely sue me.
Mark Cuban sends an email.
Oh my god. I didn't think Mr. Wonderful worked so fast. There you go. Cease and desist coming in hot. You got anything else to talk to me about?
Always. You want me to start, or you want?
Stuff that can be on camera.
Some of it will be. We gotta call Lauren back. She has ideas for her DreamBox.
I bet she does.
You're
We should
gonna
finish
like
ours.
them.
Let's finish ours before we finish ours.
All right, well, help me use the cricket.
I gotta go get the stuff.
Go get the stuff.
On my way.
And when making tea, always bring the
Let's
pot
get back
to
to
the
work.
kettle and never bring the kettle to the pot.
Now, pour the tea.